In this episode, we're tearing down a legendary Kawasaki Z900 engine. If I didn't post a video of this engine soon, someone would probably come knocking on my door. I'm basically being forced by Douyin to get to work. Alright, let's start by opening up the clutch. A FCC clutch from Japan. Honestly, you could have guessed this without even looking. These FCC clutches, you could say they used to have a monopoly on the global motorcycle industry's clutch market. Back then, even if big domestic brands just wanted to buy the friction plates, they wouldn't sell them. You had to buy the whole assembly, especially these paper-based friction plates. FCC knew we didn't produce them domestically, so our manufacturers had no choice but to use their clutches. Fortunately, in recent years, with the rise of domestic clutch brands like Schwenksing and Lead in the domestic market, they finally become a match for FCC. Now, let's look at the bearings. Imported Koyo. Oh, wait. Kymco bearings. A donkey has a long face in the animal kingdom. Kawasaki has a long engine in the motorcycle world. Just look at this horizontal width. It feels like the screen itself has been stretched sideways. The Z800, Z900, and Z1000, these three engines actually share the same architecture. They just bored out the displacement. Check the Camshafts, no signs of wear. The entire cylinder head is basically fine. No wear on the caps. No wear on the camshafts. I bet you guys are interested in the material of these camshafts. After all, we've heard of Honda's 650's snapping camshafts, but never heard of it happening to these. However, this is just a standard material camshaft. It's not even as high quality as the one in the Kawasaki Ninja 400. The timing chain is a bit kinked. It needs replacing. The cam wear is understandable. After all, this isn't a high-performance built engine. Even a 400 gets pushed harder than this, right? Am I right? Look at these valves in the cylinder head. Looking at it this way, it seems to be burning oil. The spark plugs definitely need to be replaced. And also the valves. And oil seals. Removing the head gasket. Look at the pistons. There are impact marks from hitting the cylinder head. This means it has a spun bearing. See this area? It's been knocked shiny. Let's pull it out and check the cylinders. These are electroplated ceramic cylinders. Look, even after tens of thousands of kilometers, there's almost no wear. Ceramic plated cylinders are extremely wear resistant. Plus, the heat dissipation is excellent. The only downside is they're expensive. But they are durable, cool running, and lightweight. Even after running 60,000 to 70,000 kilometers, you barely see any wear. Even if you measure it with a cylinder bore gauge, it's the same. Cast iron cylinders just can't compete with this. Let's look at the pistons. Kawasaki's high silicon aluminum pistons. They are quite confident in these pistons, so they rarely use forged ones. Look at this connecting rod, it's discolored from the heat. And it's a bit seized. Normally, the rod should just drop down freely. This one is stuck upright. There's no doubt it's a spun bearing. Take a look, everyone. Wherever you put it, it stays there. And the rod on this side? Also ruined. This one is in worse shape than the last. Just listen to that. Look at that, out of 4 rods, only 1 survived. This one is discolored too. So any bike can be trashed if you try hard enough. The Z900's reliability is actually quite good. Calling it one of the gold standards for large displacement naked bikes shouldn't be an overstatement, right? It rides well and the second-hand value is incredibly high. Even I've lusted after one of these. It really is a great bike. There are so few good naked bikes to choose from nowadays. The oil pan. As expected, look at all these bronze shavings. The price for original Kawasaki Z900 engine parts isn't actually too high. At least it's cheaper than the Honda 650. So when people ask me which one to choose between these two naked bikes, I usually recommend the Z900. This is the balance shaft. The Honda 650 doesn't have one, does it? The crankshaft looks like it can still be used. These are dado bearings from Japan. Looking at the crank journals, it's very clear. One is black, one is yellow. One is normal, and another is black. To black, one yellow, one normal. After asking around, as soon as this owner sits on that seat, the front wheel of this bike never touches the ground. Like I said, no bike is indestructible. It all depends on the owner. Look at this rod bearing. The crank journal is scored and the rod is toast. Let's check this other rod. For this rod, we'll use a bore gauge to check for out of roundness. If it's not distorted, it might still be usable. But these bearing shells are gone. The bearings for cylinder 3 are also scored. The rod itself is fine. Yeah, just need to replace the rod bearings for this one. Now for the rod on cylinder 4. The one where the crank journal turned black. This bearing is also finished. It's been worn down to a thin wafer. And it has lost all its tension when seated. As for the crankshaft, I'll probably do a laser weld buildup first, then night riding. Repairing it this way makes it quite durable. Anyway, it's more cost-effective than a replacement. Basically, 3 journals were scored. Overall, the materials used in the Z900 are better than the Honda 650. The piston material is superior. Plus, it has those ceramic-plated cylinders. And it offers much better value for the money. It even has a balanced shaft. So the vibrations are minimal. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.